So, hi, how are you? Hope you all have doing well. So today we are going to discuss another topic in MIS. So in Management Information System, the enterprise application is a one important topic that we are going to discuss. So moving on, so what is this enterprise application means? So we can say that enterprise applications are large-scale software that help manage and coordinate business processes. We all know businesses have a lot of processes. There can be financial processes, operation processes, human resource processes, as well as there are a lot of processes that in an organization currently having. So we already know that all these processes can't be done by people or done by workers effectively or as well as efficiency. So these kind of enterprise applications are used for large scale to coordinate and manage this kind of large business processes. So we can say that these applications are large-scale softwares that helps manage and coordinate business processes. So these are integrated information across an entire organization. So these kind of enterprise application done to easier our task within the organization. So we are going to talk about main four enterprise application throughout this lecture. So these are the main four applications we are going to discuss. So first one is enterprise resource planning. The second one is customer relationship management. The third one is supply chain management. And the fourth one is the knowledge management system. So what is this enterprise resource plan? And what is this customer relationship management as well as supply chain management as well as knowledge management system? So we are going to discuss one by one in this lecture series. So what do you know about ERP system or enterprise resource planning system? So do you ever heard enterprise resource planning? So in most of large organizations are using this enterprise resource planning for their organization works. So ERP integrate departments like in finance, HR, production into single system. How is it? So ERP gives a lot of benefit for this finance, HR as well as production. How is it? When it comes to ERP systems, so as the word as in the uh, word of the enterprise resource planning, it's mainly plan the resources very utilized way. So it's easier us to manage our process in finance as well as HR process as well as production process. How is it? ERP mainly manage the entire operation within that section. It means when it comes to the finance, it's manage all the transaction. When it comes to the this ERP systems as well as HR, it's manage all the human activities within the organization. We can in this using this ERP system as well as we can easily uh, manage our production process using this single system. So there are a lot of ERP systems that we can use in an organization. So as an example, we can say that Toyota uses SAP ERP to manage global operations. So using this kind of ERP, they can easily manage their work as well. So with using this kind of ERP system, there are no need of human intervention within that process. So it means they do their works automatically. It means only we have to give the command. So all the processes are done by this software or system. So as I earlier mentioned, enterprise resource planning. So enterprise resource planning means basically we plan and manage our resources. So there can be financial resources, operational resources, HR resources. So all these resources can be managed and um, do a good planning through this enterprise resource planning. So, what are the benefits that we can get through this ERP systems? So, first one is we can get the real-time data, as well as it helps in reducing duplications as well. So as well as it can be benefit in streamlined processes. So what the meaning of real-time data? So ERP system is a system. It's not manually written. So we can get the real-time data throughout that system because we are only need to update that system. So after updating that system, we can get the real-time data through that system easily. So as well as it's reduce duplication as well. It means we are not going to rewrite again and again our data or giving data to the system. So it's reduced the duplication as well as streamline process. It means it's easier our entire process. Why easier? We are only need to give the data. So all the other processes, all the other jobs are done by this ERP system. So it means that it's easier our entire process. So, as an example, a retail chain use ERP to manage inventory and sales across the branches. As the example says, so in the retail chain, so the ERP manage inventory. How it manage the inventory as well as the sales across the branches. So we all know when it comes to the retail business, there can be a branches in different locations. So if the company use a ERP system, they can track the uh, branches, the current inventory as well as their current sales through this kind of ERP system. Within only one system, they can track all these inventory levels, sales, as well as any other things that they need to clarify. So within using this kind of system, they can track what is their inventory level in that where in that branch, as well as what is the sales they are having within this month as in that branch. So they can easily manage their entire processes through this kind of ERP system. I hope you have understand how this ERP system works in an organization. So, as I earlier mentioned, we are discussing about main four types of enterprise applications. So, the second application is customer relationship management. What do you know about this customer relationship management? So let's move on to the customer relationship management. So customer relationship management is a some integrated company interaction with the customer. So as an example, Amazon use customer relationship management to recommend product based on past purchase. So these kind of customer relationship management systems are used to identify the customer behavior on their purchasing. So it's really help to organization uh, to identify the customer buying behavior as well. So as the example says, so Amazon use this kind of system to recommend products based on past purchasing. It means the Amazon can identify what are the customers wants, as well as what's that customer looking for from their organization. So that's how this customer relationship management system works. So as well as we can identify some sort of benefits that we can get from this customer relationship management systems. So what are those benefits that we can get uh, through this customer relationship management? So it's basically giving it's improved customer services, as well as it's giving higher sales, as well as better targeting. How it improve customer service? As I earlier mentioned, this customer relationship management basically giving an idea based on the customer buying behavior. So it means the customer automatically identify. It means the system will automatically identify the customer wants and needs, as well as their requirements. Based on that, the organization can easily give the recommendations for the customer. So it means it improve customer service. It means the customers can quickly uh, get their needed things through this customer relationship management, as well as it's improve higher sales because of what? Customer relationship management giving what are the customer needs as well as wants. So based on that, organization can improve their production. So because of that, it means organization can already identify what is the customer need. So organization can easily give the things to the customer that they are expecting. So as well as the customer relationship management system giving a better targeting. It means or it's a system, so it can track how many people are willing to buy this kind of products, as well as how many are looking for these goods. So based on that, this kind of system helps for better targeting, as well as it's help for organization to identify the demand through that products or services. From that, they are able to achieve their targets easily. So in here, as an example, we can say that banks use customer relationship management to suggest loans and funds to customers. So how we see? So customer relationship management helps who are the people looking for loans, as well as what's the amount that they are looking for through a loan, as well as who are the person who need customer who need cards for their transactions. So after identify these kind of categories or their needs, the organization or banks can easily give their needed things to the relevant customer base. So as it is from these kind of using CRA, so the main thing that the organization get is that organization can easily uh, attract their customers to their organization. So as well as retain their customers base. So within this customer relationship management, mainly organization can benefit throughout their process. Then we move on to the third application. So what is this third application? So the third application is supply chain management. So what is this supply chain management? So basically, this supply chain management is coming in the operation part. So this supply chain management is not only in the end customer point of view. So in the supply chain is having throughout the process. It means starting from the raw material to the end customer, this is the entire supply chain. So this entire supply chain is a one application that we can use throughout our organization for streamline our operation process. So this is one kind of application that we can mainly use in operation process. So supply chain not only supply chain manage the flow of goods, information as well as finance. It means in the operation process there are goods as well as information as well as finance parts also. So all these three processes can be managed through this supply chain management system. So what is this supply chain management system done? So as I earlier mentioned, through the raw material getting inside to the organization, the final good going to the customer. This is the entire supply chain. So there are a lot of goods as well as information, financial parts are going uh, through this process. So all these goods, it means when it comes as an example in the apparel sector company, there are some in an apparel sector company, there are goods such as clothes. So there are raw materials such as fabrics, threads, as well as machines, as well as there are other a lot of goods that we can identify in the supply chain management process. So in as information, there are information we can say if the customer giving an order for that organization, so they are getting an order date as well as what is the final date they have to dispatch their products as well as the production process date. So as well as there are so many financial aspects that supply chain management having, such as the material cost as well as production cost as well as the final good cost. So those are the entire supply chain management that we have to streamline. So the entire goods information as well as financial processes we can easily manage through this supply chain management system. So it actually helps to the organization to manipulate their processes very easily. It means they can get real-time data through this supply chain management system when it comes to the process uh, management. It means they can identify what is the material getting to the to the flow as well as what is the entire process that they have to finish in that before the deadline, as well as what is the cost that incur in that process. So as an example, we can say that Walmart supply chain management connects suppliers and stores for efficient restocking. So this supply chain management is, as I already mentioned, it's start from to the end process in the operation system. So the suppliers are the first part. First, we identify in the first stage in the operation. So we can easily connect the suppliers and the store with this kind of supply chain management system. So hope you all understand what is the supply chain management system as an application. So there are a lot of benefits that we can identify in the supply chain management system. So what are the benefits that we can identify? So first one is cost saving. How is it? So with using this kind of supply chain management system, we can easily track the our order demand as well as how much of supply we need to uh, fulfill our demand. So it means we can easily track our demand as well as to for our completion. So from that we can easily save our cost of goods. as well as it helps for faster delivery. So with that, it means supply chain management, it can be used for easily track our the process. So what is the stage that the production is currently um, going through? So with that information, we can say that this kind of supply chain management system gives the accurate or current delivery updates. So as well as it's better in inventory control also. It means we can use the supply chain management system for inventory tracking. So we can easily identify what is the current level, inventory level for our production, as well as what is the required inventory we need to for our production. So after identify this kind of things, we can easily uh, get our required materials or our required goods for our production, as well as it's helpful fulfill our customer demand on time. So as an example, just in time inventory in car manufacturing reduce storage cost as well. So in we all know that this just in time is one kind of a way that we can manufacture our products. So after when it comes to the supply chain management system, we can integrate this system in just in time very effectively, because just in time means uh, we are manufacturing our products based on the customer's requirement. So after requirement of the customer, we are process with our production. So if there is a no production, if there is no requirement of the customer, request of the customer, we are not processing. So it's with using this kind of a supply chain management. So in JIT system, JIT process, we can easily reduce our storage cost as well. So hope you understand what is this supply chain management. So let's move on to the last system we are going to discuss today. So knowledge management system. What is this knowledge management system? So this is capture, store, and share company knowledge. So as an example, Google use internal wikis and forums to share ideas and solutions. So these kind of Google forms and internal wikis, they can easily share their knowledge throughout their company. So there are some benefits as well that they can get through this kind of knowledge management system. What are the main benefits? So it easily solve problems, as well as it give innovation ideas, as well as it helps with knowledge retention. We all know the knowledge are getting updated. So it means we have to keep keep up our knowledge up to date. So with this kind of knowledge management system, we are getting updated knowledge. So it basically means it's help with knowledge retention. So as an example, we can say that employee handbooks and best are the best practices for this knowledge management system. So there are some steps that we need have to uh, process when it comes to the enterprise application, implementing this enterprise application. So we already discussed the types of enterprise applications. So now we are move on to the implementing this enterprise application. What are the steps? So first we have to plan and define scope. So I already mentioned that this kind of enterprise application are used for large scale, large processes or large tasks. So first we have to plan and define the scope. So or these are the first we have to identify what is the process we are going to implement this enterprise application. Then we have to customize this software because we identify the process that we need this kind of enterprise application. Then we have to customize this software. It may be the identified scope can be, it can be a raw material part or financial part or HR part. So we have to customize based on the requirements. So as well as then we have to move on to the third step. It means the migrate data. So then we migrate our data to the software. So then we have to go for a test before before implementing this system software. So we have to test our system because we have to identify is this system is running correctly, or are there any improvements that we have to implement before implementing. So there should be a test in this software. After that, we have to train our staff. It means we are going for an application. So this is a new application for our organization. So there should be a person who going to work with this application. So first we have to train those person who use this system. So that's these are the steps that we are going to going with implementing enterprise application. So as an example, so we can say hiring experts to guide ERP rollout. So through for a HR division, if we are implementing this kind of enterprise application, we have to go through this all the steps for giving a to have a good enterprise application for the HR section. So moving on, so as well as we implement this kind of application, enterprise application, we can see some challenges as well. So these kind of applications are really with high cost because of what? So these are customized application. So because of that, this application consume high cost as well as to it's having high time, it's time consuming. It means as I to implement this kind of system to the company, it's time consuming work. It means we have to train our staff as well as we have to we have to test the system as well as we have to identify our we have to customize this. So as well as we have to define scope of it means we have to identify what is the area we are going to use this kind of enterprise application. So it's basically we can say it's time consuming. As well as we can say it giving it's having a resistance to change. It means if we think we use the we in an organization we use that process manually, but after that if we are going to for this kind of application enterprise application, it's really challenging. So this is the mean of resistance to change. It's really difficult to change to a new software. So as an example, we can say that employees may be uh, relocated to learn new softwares. So there are some benefits as well as challenges when it comes to the enterprise application. So enterprise apps improve efficiency and decision making, but require investment and commitment to succeed. So the main benefit that we when it comes to the using of this enterprise application is it's giving good decision making as well as it's improve the efficiency as well. So we all know it's giving good, it means we only have to giving the commands, so all the other results are given automatically given by the systems, this enterprise application. So this is really easier our task, but this have well these kind of application getting a high investment. So that is the main challenge the organization are currently facing with, as well as there are some processes, it means there are some time consuming for the success after investing in this kind of application as well. So as a conclusion, we can say that enterprise application retrieve processes and data, as well as providing companies with a competitive edge in a digital world. It means there are a lot of companies who are working in the same industry. So to become a great company in that industry, they have to use this kind of enterprise application to be success. Without using this kind of application, they are already they are still in the bottom of their industry. So they have to use this kind of application for compete with their competitors. So hope you all understand today's lecture. So that's all in my end. Thank you.